guys, welcome back to my channel, and thank you guys so much for stopping by with me today. We're jumping right into this video, and I'm using the Jacqueline L X Morphe collection. This is her Vault. I'm using the palette Armed and Gorgeous, and this first color that I'm applying is called Access. It wasn't really giving me much color, like it's kind of blend into my skin, but anyway, I just continue to build it up, and it didn't really show. Yeah, very madly. So yeah, and then I'm gonna go into the next color, which is Agent, and this is more like a yolk, like a yellow yolk color. This one did show up a little bit better, so I just went ahead and pat this in the crease, blending back and forth, little windshield wiper motions, just building up to the intensity that I am looking for. This color tends to have a little bit more pigment. However, I think that I like the Dark Magic palette more. That palette was super pigmented. This one is okay, just not as pigmented as the Dark Magic palette. Now I'm applying a little of the color Secure, which is more like a orangey yellow, and I'm just gonna apply this over the color that we applied, just a little bit lower, and then I'm gonna go into the color called Prowl. Hope I'm saying that right, Prowl, yeah. And it is more like a dark neutral brown color. I'm just gonna build this up on the end of my eyelids and then just sweep it inwards in the crease. Be sure not to blend this color too high. You want this color to be concentrated mainly in your crease and then lightly diffusing into the transition color that we applied before, okay? I'm gonna apply just some more brown because I'm gonna build this brown up a little bit more. I'm going to a morning event. I do not want to apply black. Sometimes I can be a little bit too harsh, so I'm just gonna keep adding the brown until I get the intensity that I want and just blend it out smoothly. Now after blending out the brown, you want to go back with the brush that you use for the transition shades just to smooth out the edges and just make everything nice and blended, okay? And then I also like to go back with the brush for the brown and go back over the crease so we have some overlapping of colors, so it just look a little bit more it just transition better and more blended. So I just go back and forth with these two brushes until I get the seamlessness that I'm looking for, okay? Then I'm also going to take a little bit of the Secure color and use it just to diffuse the ends of the brown, because I'm not going to go for a wing or anything like that. Then I'm going to cut the crease, and I'm using a liquid concealer. I'm using the ColourPop concealer. I like to use that concealer to cut the crease. And I'm just going to start where my eye fold in the beginning, and then I'm just going to go upward and curve it and drag it out like you see I'm doing there. Not drag it out all the way to the end, but just halfway, just past half, like 3/4. You know, like I'm doing there. And when you use a liquid concealer that kind of dry, kind of fast, it helps because it gives you it has the liquidity to move smoothly, so you get a nice clean cut line, and then it dries quickly so that when you spread it out, you don't have to wait for it to, when you blend this concealer over your lid, you don't have to wait for it to dry, and it's not too liquidy and runny. So you always want to choose a perfect concealer to do your cut crease. I don't really like cream for it. I want something a little bit more liquidy, okay? Now blend this all over my eyelids, and then I'm gonna go back with the brush that we used for the brown and just smooth out the edges where the concealer stops so everything is nice and diffused. Now going into this pretty golden yellow, I'm gonna use this on my eyelid. This is the area where the concealer is. I'm just gonna place this all over the lid. At first it wasn't giving me much of a payoff, but then as I dig a little bit deeper, it did come up and look very nice and smooth. You could wet this eyeshadow. I didn't want to wet it. I kind of like eyeshadow straight from the pan. I don't really care for wetting it too much unless the color is not working and I need to wet it. And because I want this look to be like, I want it to be there but not like boom in your face, because as I said, I'm going to a morning event, so, or a daytime event, so I didn't want it to be too extreme, but I still wanted something kind of popping, you know what I mean? So I just placed this all over that area where we concealed, where we cut the crease, and just continue to like pack and blend until you get the pigmentation that you're looking for, right? As I said, it was a little bit difficult in the beginning, but then I did get the color payoff from this color. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of Smooth Criminal and Secure, and I'm gonna take them both on the brush that we used for the brown and just lightly blend them between where the brown stops and where that yellow gold start. you know, right in between those two right there. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, so it does transition better and give me that little hint of like a sunset, sunrise kind of eyes. Then I'm going to take my brush back liner. I'm just going to do like a line over my top lash line. This is not going to be a wing liner. Just align it so that when I put on the lashes, it transition better. And a little line over your eye kind of help to just define the whole look even more. Now I'm going to take my graph back liner from MAC and I'm going to use this to tat line. You guys see me do this in almost all my videos. I really like to do this step because it helps to define my eyes and coat the roots of my lashes, because you know sometimes you can't get the mascara too close, but when you tight line it helps to coat the roots so that it's not so that it transition better when you put the lashes on. Okay, then I'm gonna apply some mascara, put some glue onto the lashes, and then I'm gonna move on to my skin. Now I'm using the Makeup Forever Step 1 primer in my T-zone, and then I'm gonna go in with foundation. And these are the lashes that I'll be using. They're more wispy, more like demi wispy look, but just more voluptuous. Now I'm using the NARS Creamy Radiant Foundation in the shade Dark 3. I did get a sample of this just to try it out, and let me tell y'all, this foundation is amazing. I went out for the entire day. It was a party, a Jamaican party. I was dancing all day. It was really hot and sweaty, and when I got home, my makeup was still intact. Now I did get oily in the T-zone, but I blotted and my makeup was still there. Like my makeup didn't separate, it didn't budge. All I did was take away the excess oil, and I really love this foundation for that. I think I could go a shade lighter, but I don't mind looking darker because my neck is so much darker than the rest of my body, and my body is darker than my face. So when I make my entire face dark, I like to go back and brighten the areas that I want to brighten. Okay, so I know I look like, okay girl, that's not your color, but it's okay. I like it that way. Now I'm taking concealer. For concealer, I'm taking the Too Faced Sculpt Concealer, Sculpt and Definer. Something, you know which concealer I'm talking about. I'm using the shade Chestnut. I'm gonna apply that under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, a little bit in the center of my forehead, all the areas where you normally see me apply concealer in my videos. I'm gonna do that and then take a damp beauty blender to blend this out. Ooh, my voice. Yeah, and I'm kind of getting a little old, so the party life is not really for me. So I did lose my voice that day. Actually, I was losing my voice. I was a little bit under the weather before that, but that day just ticked it off and I completely lost my voice. So I'm in the recovery stage. So yeah, my voice is a little bit weird. That's because I'm currently recovering. And be sure to take your time and blend out this concealer until it's seamless. I didn't want too much of a super bright under eye. I just wanted it to be bright enough. And then I'm also going to take the bottom part of the sponge, which we did use for the foundation, just to go over the edges so everything is blended. Okay, then for setting it, I'm going to take the Too Faced powder, but I'm just going to use a little and just lightly dust it over this area, because this powder is really bright. So if you apply a lot, it's going to look like my last video when I went for that super bright under eye. If you guys want to see that, be sure to check that one out if you're more that glam person. Okay, now after doing that, I'm going to take my lashes and I'm going to apply them, because I tend to often forget about my lashes until they're too dry and I got to reapply glue, but this time I caught them just in time. Okay, if you guys need an in-depth lash application tutorial, please let me know down below. Okay, and I'm using No Stranger here. I'm using my L'Oreal True Match powder in the shade C8, and I'm going to use this to set all the areas where I didn't put the loose powder, and also to softly blend out the edges of the loose powder. Sometimes I even like to take a little bit and sweep it over the loose powder, depending on how bright I go under my eye, or even take back my damp beauty blender and blend this out. Sometimes that step happens after I already shut the camera off and I'm just, you know, like you're looking at yourself in the mirror getting dressed and you're like, okay, maybe I need to tap this down a little bit, and I'll take the damp beauty blender and just press in the powder even more. Okay, so that's another step. That's another tip that you guys could do. And now I'm going to contour using MAC Studio Fizz powder in the shade NW58, and I'm just going to build this up as much as I want to. I really don't like a very how do I describe it? I don't like an intense contour. That's why I don't cream contour. I normally just go with this powder and just buff it out. And I contour under my cheekbones, my jawline. I like to contour my jawline because this contour color helps to transition the darkness of my neck to my face so it blends better. And then with no excess product on the brush after already contoured my cheekbones and my jawline, I run it along the sides of my nose and areas like that. And then I'm also gonna contour my forehead really lightly. I just like lace wig on, so I didn't want to do too much, so I just use whatever is left on the brush to contour my forehead. Now I'm gonna clean this contour up a little bit because it did go a little bit wide, and for that I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier medium deep powder, not the Too Faced powder that we put under the eye because that powder is really bright, y'all. I'm gonna take the Too Faced powder, which is a little bit more milder, and just lightly use this to clean up the contour. Okay, for blush today I'm gonna use the MAC blush in the shade Prolong Wear Blush in the shade Make You Mine. Oh no, I can't talk. And I'm gonna apply this on the apple of my cheeks. This is like that pinky mauve blush. It just gives your face like a more fresher, like, you know, morning type of look. And I'm also gonna take the color Talent Glow, which is the orangey shade that I normally use. I normally use the more like the deep plum one and this orangey shade. I'm only going to use the orangey shade today over the pink because those two color combine softer, more fresher makeup look. Okay, I'm also going to run a little bit whatever is left on the brush over the peak of my brows, the arch of my brows on top, a little bit down the bridge of my nose. Now I'm applying my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide eye pencil in the shade Chaos, and I'm gonna apply this under my waterline, so under my lower lash line. That's where I'm gonna apply this. And I'm gonna take this blue color from the Kristen Leon collection. This is also an Urban Decay palette, and I'm gonna use this just to set the blue and help to like buff it out and help it to show up a little bit more blue, because this is more of a pale blue, and the blue that I'm applying over it is more of a royal blue. So when I combine the two, I like it even better. Now I'm going to take the shade Secure, and I'm just going to use that to buff out the edges of the blue. And yeah, my camera tends to not focus so well when I move too much. And now I feel like the black has disappeared, so I want to show the separation between the black and the blue. So I'm going to go back with the black liner and just coat my inner waterline a little bit more. And I'm going to take mascara and apply it to my lower lashes and also the lashes under my falsies, and then squeeze them together so they are nice and seamless. And yeah, your mascara don't really respect you when you're in a rush, but when you have all the time, everything just goes by so much more smoother. But whenever your mascara smudges, if it's on your face, anywhere, I mean on your skin, anywhere, because this is technically your face. Hello, Jeanette. Just leave it, let it dry, and then you can fix it much easier. Now I line my lips with Chestnut lip liner, and then I'm gonna go back with the liquid liner that we used to put the line. I'm just gonna go over the band of the lashes just in case the glue just does not dry clear. You won't be seeing the whiteness. Like, we'll use the black to just cover it, just for extra security. Okay, now that the mascara is dried, I'm gonna take a clean brush. No, this is the brush that we use for the yellow. I'm just gonna buff the black off and then take a little bit of the yellow and just blend it in. And it looks like nothing happened. So whenever your mascara do that to you, don't freak out. Now to highlight my inner corner, I'm gonna take the shade Girl Trip, and I'm just gonna lightly, I thought there was a TH, but no, it's a T. Girl Trip, I said that one right. I'm gonna use that to just lightly highlight the inner corner and then set my brows with some clear brow gel. You guys know these are the final steps. And because I always do my brows before, sometimes the tail disappears, you need to reinforce the end of your brows. So I'm just taking my little ColourPop pencil and just going over the end of my brows. Now for gloss today, I'm going to take my JLo gloss, and I forgot exactly which one this is. I'll leave the name, or I'll leave it in the description down below. And I'm just going to apply a good amount. I do like it glossy, so I'm going to go a little bit ham with this gloss. So yes. This is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, share, all that good stuff. Let me know you like this video. Let me know you like my videos, what you want to see, and things like that. And I did change this gloss because my hair was getting all into it, so I did change it to a nude matte lipstick. Okay, until the next one, bye guys.